Welcome to another edition of Target Score Winnipeg. I'm Joey Slattery. That's Taylor Allen. Remember to follow us on Instagram at Target Score Pod, on YouTube at Target Score Podcast. All of our episodes available on YouTube and on wherever you get your podcasts. Of course, you can catch it on the other episodes across our network. We've got Target Score Vancouver with Chris Wiggins and Andrew Savory. Welcome to the team, Andrew. And then we have Target Score Brampton with D. Balsara and Matt Bonobi. Both of those coming up on Wednesday, just like every episode of Target Score Winnipeg dropping on Wednesday. They will have on Vancouver's show, they've got Doug McLean, play-by-play of the Edmonton Stingers, as their guest. And on the Target Score Brampton show, head coach Alex Serta joins them there. So make sure to check it all out. Our guest today, Taylor, is Jeremiah Tilmon Jr., guy that's blown up on the scene here for Winnipeg. A huge addition for the Sea Bears down the middle. Going to be a huge threat this year. And as we've come to learn, pretty fun and funny guy.
Yeah, I got to chat with him when they first signed him a month or so ago. And yeah, he's definitely a colorful personality. And this was definitely a really fun interview with him. And he's been on the court. He's been just as good, if not better than advertised. I mean, we'll get into it, obviously, but the game he had on the weekend was fantastic. So yeah, big Jeremiah Tilmon has been a huge signing for the Sea Bears, that's for sure.
Well, let's start there. Jeremiah Tilmon in that first game had 24 points, 11 rebounds, 71% from the field. This guy doesn't miss anywhere around the rim. He's a great field goal percentage throughout his career, particularly in the CEBL. And it was another big win for the Winnipeg Sea Bears. 108-96 was the final score against the Saskatoon Mamba. So they improved to 2-0. It was a good collective effort from the Sea Bears. 4 guys in double digits. 3 of them had 20 or more points. Teddy Allen, who, and these are his words in the post game, had not a great game and still scores 22 points in that. And he had not 11 rebounds. He had 7 rebounds and 3 assists in that game. Teddy's world's different. 22-point outing is not enough to his standard, where most people would be loving that. Davion Warren, had 20 points in 20 minutes off the bench and was really, to me, the guy who made the big difference. Like, that's when the Sea Bears started, really pulling away and gathering the momentum, was when Davion Warren came in and started hitting shot after shot. He was phenomenal as well.
And it was the Armani Chaney revenge game. I mean, he started the first game of the year. Then this year he came off the bench because he had a very tough first game. And, didn't play a whole lot, but he had a couple threes and finished with 8 points. So a nice, efficient game from Armani Chaney after a rough outing from him.
Yeah, he's coming off the bench in that game, too, because Trey McGowan's, who also played really well, all considering he had only joined the team on Thursday, and then he's starting on Saturday. And cool thing with him, too, is he has some chemistry with the other 2 guys that had 20 or more points. He played professionally with Davion Warren over a few seasons, and he played with Teddy Allen in Nebraska for a season. They had a crossover in college, and there was one pass that he had. I don't know if you remember, but I was talking about it on the broadcast, where he gets a rebound in the far corner from the broadcast table and just like turns around like a quarterback and just throws it in the direction. Like, in my view, like, there's no one there. Like, I almost think it's going to like zoom past my head, and like running down the wing is Teddy Allen. And it was like a quarterback to the wide receiver, just hit the spot. Teddy goes in. He didn't get the basket. He got fouled on the way in, but he hit the foul shots. But I was like thinking, that's a luxury of having someone you played with before, because you just know, put it in the spot. Teddy knows what to do, and just off you go. But it was like he played a great game, all things considered. He didn't pop on the stat sheet, but I was really impressed with Trey McGowan just because the lack of preparation in here. But, familiar with the league. He played with the Edmonton Stingers a year ago, and, has some experience playing with some guys. But it was a good team effort in this one, and they cleaned a lot of things up.
If you're the Winnipeg Sea Bears, though, I mean, you have to be pretty thrilled after 2 games. I mean, arguably your best player, Xavier Moon, still isn't here, which we all knew was going to be the case. And Teddy Allen, he hasn't had a great game yet. He's been fine. He hasn't been terrible, but like, he'll be the first to tell you that he hasn't had
a Teddy game yet.
Hasn't had a Teddy buckets game yet, right? So yeah, you're sitting 2-0 after that, and you've had a different starting point guard each game and stuff, and you're 2-0 and know that the two teams they beat, no, neither one of those teams were very good last year, but still it's a new summer and you never know. But yeah, I mean, if you're the Sea Bears and a rookie head coach too, I mean, to be 2-0, I mean, you'll take that because again, I mean, we kind of talked about this in our kind of season preview show is that these first few weeks are going to be pretty important because you don't want to dig yourself a big hole and then, oh, Xavier, well, hopefully you can save us because we're
add the
drowning
pressure on
currently.
him. Yeah.
Totally. So I mean, it is only 2 games. I mean, they could rattle off 5 losses in a row here, and this won't mean anything. But for right now, though, I mean, all things considered, I mean, this is a best case scenario for this team. Absolutely.
And there might be some turbulence coming up, right? Like, Nathan Balamu still has to show up. Isaiah Osborne hasn't been here. And like, I feel like people forgot that Isaiah Osborne was a signing and he's been a solid player in the CEBL. We'll have to see what his role is when he gets here. And Xavier Moon being the biggest one. And, there's another signing coming down the pipe I'm hearing. So, there might be another import. So this roster can shift quite a bit. So I don't like to use the term steal because even Saskatoon was missing Bandu and Bediako. We're going to be 2 important players for that team. But when you can get those wins, during the kind of the greasy and grime time, right, where it's just you have guys coming in that are just trying to get their tape. They're playing hard, but it's hard. You're not playing with your core guys, and to go out and start 2-0 is huge. And I think even just getting that first win at home, Taylor, is big. Last year wasn't a great year for them at home, and we become so accustomed to them winning at Canada Life Center and losing on the road. And last year it was kind of the little bit of both. Like they were winning some games here, but they were losing games at Canada Life Center. And then, winning some big games on the road last year was almost like they were Jekyll and Hyde in terms of what they were from year 2 to year 3 last year. But now they've won 1 on the road in Edmonton, which is a tough place to play. And Edmonton's looking better than I think people thought. They just beat Vancouver pretty handily, keeping Vancouver to a low scoring game after they scored 125 against the Saskatoon Mamba. So, that's a grind out win to win by 2 points, a game that didn't surpass 75 in that opener in Edmonton. But to come back home, score more than 100 points, get the crowd back into it. It wasn't the Teddy Buckets game that I think people were expecting, but it was a good game from Teddy, and he was very effective all over the floor. That's one thing Mike Rainbow said post game was just like all the areas where he's improving and forcing turnovers, and we talk so much about his offense, but there's all these little parts of the game that Mike Rainbow says the coaching staff and people are noticing, but often goes unsung. And he was trying to shed some light on that, but I thought it was just a little bit of okay, what do we expect? From the fan base, but you got in and I think you saw a pretty good idea of what Winnipeg Sea Bears basketball is going to be like when it's working, if that makes sense.
Totally. And in that preview episode that we did have, I mean, I did hype up kind of Jeremiah Tilmon and say like, this is going to be an important piece to this team, but I feel like I still in a way undersold that signing in a way. I mean, kind of made him out to be a guy that's going to be kind of maybe a 3rd, 4th fiddle behind Teddy and some other guys. But I mean, he showed in this game that he could be a huge force on offense. I mean, this guy literally finishes everything around the basket, and like, he's a pro, and he's almost 7 feet tall, like whatever. But it's like, no, those aren't all easy shots to make. When you're down low, bodies are all over the place, hands are all over the place. So that was an incredible game by him. It felt like anytime they needed a bucket, like he was a calm presence down there that they could rely upon. So yeah, that was a Jeremiah Tilmon coming out party. That's for sure. And on the other side, Tavian Dunn-Martin just doing what he always does, Joey. I mean, selfishly as a basketball fan, I mean, I kind of wish he played for Winnipeg just so we had an excuse to always watch this guy play, because I think he's one of my favorite players in the league, if not my favorite player in this league to watch. That dude is just absolutely electric, and it feels like every time he plays the Sea Bears, he kind of torches them pretty good. So it's fun getting to watch him play, obviously, and do what he did with 30 points, I believe.
I'm glad you feel the same way, because the Brampton boys make fun of me for how much I love Tavian Dunn-Martin.
He's awesome, man.
He is great. I love
watching that guy play.
He's Mighty Mouse. He flies around the floor. Had 30 points in this game, and he still had 8 assists to go with it and 4 boards for a guy who's 5'8". I mean, he does everything, and like his range is wild. Like where he's pulling up from. And we saw it last year when he was with the Montreal Alliance. Jameer Chaplin was another guy who had a great game, 15 points in 15 minutes off the bench for him, right? He kind of played that role at a much lesser I guess, intensity than Davion Warren, who had 20 points in 20 minutes off the bench. But that was the big difference, though, right? Like outside of Tavy and Dunmartin, they just weren't getting the production that the Sea Bears were. I mean, they had 43 bench points, 24 fast break points, and that's important because 18 turnovers for Saskatoon. That's been plaguing them for the first two games this year. They had 21 in their first game, 18 in this one against the Sea Bears. So an area that Winnipeg was able to capitalize on with that. And they had 66 points in the paint, large in part to guys like Jeremiah Tilmon, who were just there to clean up the garbage. Like even that game winner, right? David Walker, hard take to the basket, gets blocked, and they're at a position where it just lands in the hands of Jeremiah Tilmon, and he just has to kind of float it in for the game winner. But to me, that's where I found the difference to be was just Saskatoon didn't have the weapons that Winnipeg has, and we're noticing the depth, right? And even on Tavy and Dunmartin, the guys that they like, Armani Chaney's guarding him for a bit, which seems like the fit. Mason Krause guarding him for a bit, that seems like a fit. Emmanuel Acott was guarding him for a little bit too, right? And I asked Mike Rabo about it post game, and he said trying to get different looks to try and shake him off his rhythm a little bit, but also just to keep guys like energy, right? To preserve energy. He's a lot to deal with defensively. And, I think a part of it was just you didn't want one guy on him too long, and you're doing that rotation to doesn't get used to the defender, but B, you have guys that are still, have the energy to guard him late in the game. But I mean, he's a real game changer for Saskatoon. And again, though, Saskatoon, 96 points in this game, but they haven't scored less than 95 points despite the turnover. You kind of get the feeling with Saskatoon, if they figure this out defensively, man, they could be a contender. I don't know where the soft spot's going to be in the West this year.
No, which is just classic CEBL basketball. Because every year the West is just a total dogfight. especially last year, right? Like every team, even though Saskatchewan was in last place, they were still a pretty respectable opponent. So yeah, that's just classic CEBL. But gotta be honest, Joey, I'm playing hurt this morning. I had to watch the game online. I listened to your beautiful, soothing voice. So that was fantastic. You did a great job on play-by-play, as always. But I'm playing hurt. I was in Cancun for a bachelor party, and I just got back last night. So the fact that my eyes are open right now, and I can even formulate a sentence somewhat, is pretty impressive. At least I'm going to give myself credit for
100%. I couldn't tell Monday you came morning back from a bachelor party. That's wild.
Yeah, and I'm too old for that stuff, man. But it's a good buddy. But so, anyways, I had to watch the game. Where I'm going with this is I had to watch the game online, so I didn't get to be there in person, unfortunately, and experience the great, home opening crowd and whatnot. So Joey, take me there. Take me to inside the Canada Life Center. What was the vibe like? Sounded like, it was close to a sellout and whatnot. So what was the reaction that Teddy Allen got when he was introduced and whatnot? Just what was the vibe for the home opener? How did it feel?
Well, it's funny because, during the starting lineups, usually we're on the air, so you don't really get to see who's coming out at the receptions. But you knew when Teddy Allen came out because there was an audible, incline in volume coming through our microphones on the headset. So the reception was great for Teddy. Simon Hildebrandt was another one, but even some of the new guys like Mason Krause, right? Like, he had another solid game, got his first bucket in Winnipeg. People really responding to that. And man, everyone was out for it too, right? A bunch of the Blue Bombers were there. I think Zach Kolaris was there as well. Willie Jefferson.
Stanley Bryant. Jarrell Broxton. Yeah.
There's a few of them there. So, they were out there. But it's funny because May long weekend, right? I didn't really know what to expect. And to be fair, like it's, we've seen bigger home opening crowds, but we've never seen a season start this early. Like normally, maybe it's the last weekend of May, right? Where we're getting to the regular season into June. But it was a great crowd. It was a little bit cold that day, considering it had been warmer earlier, but it felt like summer. Like, I don't know how else to put it, right? Like everybody that, and you've been there, there's so many familiar faces. You get to know some of the fans, a lot of you guys that are watching and listening to this podcast, right? But, they're wearing shorts and they've got their sneakers out and, people are dressed up on court side. Like it felt like summer's here, right? Like the official, like summer's officially here. In Winnipeg, that is one of the bigger ones. And now it is the Sea Bears. So they start earlier than the Gold Eyes, I guess, now with the CEBL season. But it was It was electric in there. You could tell Jeremiah Tilmon Jr. told me before the game that he was feeling a little bit anxious, going into it in a good way. Like, he's raring to go. But he said, I thrive in big crowds. And I asked him, like, do you look for that moment? Do you look for the dunk or the block and go out of your way for it to get the crowd into it? Or do you try to like stay in your game? He's like, no, I'll go for it. Like, if it presents itself, like I want to get the crowd going that first dunk. And, if I get that ball out in transition, like look out. And you can tell like there was just an extra sense of, a little more yelling than you saw in Edmonton, a little bit more flexing. Like they were feeling it. The crowd was feeling it. And it felt a little bit more like year 1 and 2 at this point. If that makes sense, like I think last year was a little bit more like last year was the first year where people were like, sorry, who's this and who's coming in? I think last year was our first real look at what CEBL basketball looks like from a roster rotation and the things that can happen. But this year, with Simon back particularly and Teddy back, I think those are the two that you look back at year 1, they were the two breakout stars in their own regard. Simon being the local guy in university, breaking out as a development player and winning that award back-to-back years. Teddy Allen winning the MVP in his first year in Winnipeg. Like it felt like home. And, I was watching the Teddy Allen interview afterwards because, I watch it on my monitor, but it's hard to really hear what's happening sometimes. And when you watch him in his post-game interview with sideline reporter Tegan Rasha, it's just this calm maturity. Like it almost feels like home, right? Like it felt like there was a comfort there. He looks a little different. He carries himself a little different than he did when he was here the first time around. But I don't know. And this is me reading into it. This is just what I like imagine him feeling, but there did have this sense of just kind of taking it in a little bit, like in that interview, understanding he had a bad game by his standards. When I say bad game, he thinks he didn't play great. I thought he played phenomenal for what they needed that night. But yeah, there was just a sense of like, it's back, if that makes sense in that way. That's what I felt from sitting there. Again, it's hard for me to really gauge all the things that are happening because you're so locked into the game itself. But those moments where we, the fans and what I recognize do collide with what I do, like the reaction to some of the dunks and some of the shots, it felt so good to be back inside Canada Life Center and see the hardwood floor out there and just, the oohs and ahs, the boos, the cheers, like I feel like I'm waxing poetic here, but it was great. It was great to be back. And the home opener did not disappoint. You could tell people were ready for Sea Bears basketball.
I just wish I could be as confident as Teddy Allen on one of his bad outings as I could be on a good day. Just for me personally, I mean, it's just funny that when you watch him play, even though he's not shooting the ball great or whatever, he still has so much confidence, which is great. Like that's what you want in a scorer. You don't want a scorer to miss their first few shots and then just lose their confidence, then not play their game. But I mean, I think he was 2 for 10 for 3, and one of the threes that he did hit was in the second half. I think he was coming off a screen with his left hand, had this crazy step back move, hand in his face, drills it, perfect swish, and it's like that's it. If you've never played basketball before, I can't even begin to explain how insanely difficult of a shot that is. Never mind when someone's having, not their best night. But I mean, that's Teddy, man. He can miss 10 in a row, and he's still going to take his shots, and rightfully so. So, yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see when he does have an on game, what this team's going to look like. I mean, again, he hasn't been awful, but we haven't seen that crazy, Teddy buckets kind of unleashed quite yet. But Joey, I mean, the clock, I'm sure it could happen as soon as this week, and no one would be surprised.
Well, that's what we said in the broadcast too, right? Like, because it happened in the Edmonton game too. Like when the baskets were needed most, Teddy Allen is there, right? And that's all they need from him. And I think that's the understanding, even from his standpoint. He's poised. Like when you're watching him out there, he's not like, his body language is great, even when things aren't going well. He seems more relaxed in terms of being able to like waver the ups and downs and the ebbs and flows of the game, where he's not giving away what he's feeling if there is any lack of confidence or anger or whatever, right? Like it's but he's also finding other ways to get other people involved, like and he's seeing himself in a system that sees him maybe on the bench more than he's been in recent years. So he, like, I was really impressed with how he played, and I thought this is perfect. You don't need him to score 40 every game. You need the 40 when no one else is scoring, right? And that's where we're going to see that Teddy Buckets game. And I think that is the understanding of, I don't need to score 30 a game, 40 a game. I can get my 20, I can get my 17, get a few assists, get some rebounds, help the team in other ways. But when my team needs me, I'll be ready to bring that 40 piece or that 30 piece, whatever it is. Like there will be one, probably more than one this year. But I think it's a good sign when Teddy Allen is putting in more modest output and the team is winning, which is huge. So a great first game at home, good 2 game stretch. This is being recorded on a Monday, so by the time you get this episode, they'll have already played Scarborough in Scarborough. So which is also wild situation out there. 14 guys made their debut in the CBL against the Montreal Alliance and opened with a win. Look like they're going to be strong again. But then they come back on Friday, Taylor, to play the 2-time defending champions, Niagara River Lions.
And a new head coach in
Yeah,
Niagara.
Kimball McKenzie. Yeah, for sure. Former captain.
Yeah, so we'll see what that's like as well. I mean, I'm sure his system won't be too different, obviously, but that was a player that everyone spoke very highly of last year. And I don't think it's a surprise to see him transition into coaching. But yeah, after a few titles, interesting move there by the River Lions.
Yeah, well, Vic Razzo, who was the coach since inception, won those 2 championships. He's still involved as an advisor, so I do think like you're not going to see too much of a stray. But with every new coach comes a new identity. It just is what it is, right? And he is a first-time head coach. He's coached in college programs and things like that, but this is his first pro coaching experience. He's still a relatively young coach because he's been playing most of this, most of his life up until this point. So a little bit like Mike Rainbow, in a sense that it's his debut, but I think there's a little more head coaching experience, not a little more, a lot more, for Mike Rainbow. So it'll be interesting to get a first look at Kimball McKenzie, and how different or similar this team is going to look on game one. I think that'll be the big thing for everybody. But for the Sea Bears, it's really hard to preview this game because we don't know anything about these guys. They've not played. They're coming in fresh, and that might be an advantage to them. They're going to have tape on the Sea Bears, 3 games worth of tape on the Sea Bears. So they're going to see a lot of what Winnipeg's going to be throwing at them. And as we know, Winnipeg tends to bring out the best in other teams. This team, for the guys that are returning, are going to have that fresh taste in their mouth of champagne and trophies, right, from winning this year in August in at Canada Life Center. So it should be a good game, and I think regardless, the Niagara teams have been a perennial contender for years, even when they weren't winning, because of the culture they have there. So it's going to be a good test regardless. I just don't know what that test is going to look like for Winnipeg.
Well, Joey, I have a plain piece of toast and a tall glass of H2O with my name on it, and I desperately need to get to it. So I think we should get to the interview. And also, it's a damn good interview, so I think we should just cut right to it because people are gonna really enjoy this one. I think Jeremiah is quite the character.
Yeah, let's get to it. Here's our interview with Jeremiah Tilmon Jr. Jeremiah, thanks for joining us here today.
Good morning. Thanks for having me. How
So
y'all
you've
doing?
been here for a little bit now. You've had the road experience and the home experience. What has it been like playing in Winnipeg?
It's been fun so far, man. We had a great home opener the other day. It was a billion fans up in there the other day, man. It was a good experience, and I had fun.
What about the beautiful Winnipeg weather? I'm sure that must be the best part of being a member of the Winnipeg Sea Bears.
Yeah, y'all weather all over the place. When I first got here, it was super duper hot, and then 3 days later, I saw snow outside, so I was so confused. It's all over the place.
That's Winnipeg, man. That's Winnipeg.
Say that's what I've been hearing too. They like, sorry about our weather. It's up and down.
So what was the draw to Winnipeg? I mean, you've played in this league before. You played in a few different places, not just in North America, but around the globe. What was the draw to come to Winnipeg this season?
Like I said before, honestly, it was really they have been reaching out since last year trying to get me to come play. But last year was the summer that I took off to like spending time with my family is so this summer I said I was hooping. I want to stay ready. I want to stay in shape and just not be like just chilling all summer. So Lex reached out again. We was talking and I was like, you know what, actually, bro, I don't mind like coming out there because I was trying to return back, reach out to the returning teams that I played with at first and see about them first and if they had any availability. But then it wasn't there. So then I just reached out to Lex and was just like, hey, we can probably make something work. They start talking to my agents and then it just went from there.
Any of the guys on the Sea Bears that you had prior connections with other than Alex Campbell? Obviously, that's a guy you go back a bit with.
I remember playing against Simon. I remember playing against Judah, Teddy, all those guys. I said it was just fun to be able to actually be all together on the same team playing for Winnipeg. I said just being able to experience the everyday home crowd and how these fans are. Like I said, it's nothing that you could be normal to. So I think it's a great experience just being on the opposite side of it versus being on a away team coming in and being on the opposite side. Long story short.
Well, you brought up Judah. So for those who don't know, that's David Walker.
David
Uh,
Walker.
so David Walker strikes me as one of the more intense dudes on this team. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
What's it like playing
Definitely,
with him? Because
definitely.
I feel like he's a
It's fun, man. Like he's a guy that wants to go get to it. He's trying to knock your head off every time he get the ball, whoever in front of him. So he's trying to go. And I love that for him because I mean he fears nobody. And whenever he gets his opportunity, he's gonna take it and run with it. So we be needing that and it comes through at the right time.
Well, the other thing too is you look at that intensity. So going back to, the first two games where Sea Bears are really getting acquainted with you, you bring that level too. It's a little bit different in terms of, the way that you play, the aggressive way you attack the rim, but you had some of those moments. I mean, how much does the crowd feed into that as well, especially on the home side? It seemed like there was a little bit more pep, after those dunks in Winnipeg.
Yeah, I think it feeds in. Like I said, I couldn't wait for that to happen. Like I was telling you that day, like somebody get a steal, somebody get a block or a dunk. I said the place gonna go crazy, and I was like, that's gonna make us just get more energy. We just gonna get like so much boost energy off of that. I said, yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. It's like an old college game. So something happened that's something simple or small, the gym gonna light up and then you score after that. Now you running up and down the court with all type of extra energy, jumping and stuff. Like it definitely brings some more joy to the game, bro. And definitely.
Well, prior to Winnipeg, what was the best pro atmosphere you've ever experienced? And what was maybe one of the worst pro atmospheres you've ever experienced? Because also you've played all
Oh,
over the world, man. You've probably experienced some crazy things on the good end of things and maybe not so good end of
I
things,
mean,
I'd imagine.
honestly, I wouldn't say it was the worst, but like just my first time overseas, people only tell you so much of what to expect, until you actually go through it and see like, oh, this is what they was talking about, or now I get what they saying. And so I say my first year overseas was like my worst experience because I didn't know how to like handle what was going on, like the different culture and just being away for so long, 13-hour differences and all that stuff.
And what was the best before getting to Winnipeg? What
I
was
would
a
say the best is China, bro. We played in Shenzhen, China. It was like a new city. It's my first time out there. It was just a completely different experience. They fans out there, the city that I was playing in was pretty good. It was like a big arena and stuff like that. But it was like way, way more spaced out. That's how like I don't know. I don't really know how to compare it. I would just say Shenzhen, China was like probably one of the funner experiences that I had.
Really, eh? So, like, yeah, obviously, you grow up and the goal is the NBA, but what's been the
Yeah,
the most rewarding part of the path that you've taken, going to places like China, coming to Canada and seeing success and kind of growing that fan base globally?
I would say taking care of my family, man. I'm getting older. I still chasing my dream, of course, but like as the older I get, I mean, man, I just got to be more realistic and hey, I can't get no younger now, bro. I just gotta take care of my family and take the opportunities that I get instead of like passing them up, trying to chase something that chase a call up or chase something that might not even happen. When I could have just took this opportunity I can right now to better my family for the next 10 years. And, I don't know, just being smart, bro. Just making the right decisions, having the good people around you. That'll help you, bro, a long way.
I mean, playing in the NBA, I'm sure would be amazing,
Yeah,
but I
of
mean, how
course.
many
But if
people
it
can
don't
say they've
happen, then hey, as long as my family is taken care of, that's all that matters.
yeah, but I mean, look where you've been, man. China, South Korea, Japan,
Yeah.
Kuwait, Dominican, Canada. I mean, you've got some stamps
Yeah.
in the passport. You got some stamps, man.
A bunch of them, places I'll never forget. Like, yeah, I got some
And even
experience.
getting and even getting to represent your country. as
So
well. I
that was
mean,
one of the funnest things about it.
take
That
us
was
through
this
that,
past
man.
year. That was this past year. It was random though. I wasn't even playing well at the time. I was in the G League. Like I said, I wasn't playing well. My agent just randomly called and was like, "Team USA wants you to come out there. What you want to do?" And I was just like, "What? Like, yeah, of course. Like that's my dream to since I done started playing basketball, but I always wanted to do it when I was younger." I said, "I think it's like a bigger accomplishment that I done got it as I'm older." I said, "That's my NBA call up right there. Like I don't care what nobody say. I got my NBA call up and when I went to Team USA."
That's awesome. What was
So
the
yeah, that's how I look at it. It was a great experience just being able to be around NBA vets and just seeing the experience and different coaches and how everybody can do the same stuff when you go to different practices. It's just different intensity or um just everybody bought in, everybody was just locked in because obviously it was way a way higher standard than when we was already playing and stuff like that. So we were just trying to represent the country and everybody was just having fun and just being able to enjoy the experience because you never know when you might get that back. So me personally, I remember I was in a game one day, and a guy pulled on my jersey and I was like, "Hey man, you can't rip this one. This might be the only one I ever get, bro." Like you gotta calm down, bro.
That's amazing. What was there anybody there? Like, who was the coolest person that you met, or someone that had, whether it was someone you looked up
I would
to, or
say Brandon Jennings. Brandon Jennings.
what was that interaction like when you met him?
It was cool, man. I just didn't know like what to expect. But he was like a real down to earth guy, bro. Like he was real like calm and like poised. Like I was expecting, I really didn't know what to expect, but just talking to him and just I was asking about life and family and this, down, the other, and he was like, "Yeah, man, this what I'm here for, bro. Like I've been doing this USA stuff for a long time, but they really bring me around for guys like you, like that's asking questions and just want to learn and this, down, the other. Like it was cool. He'd be just sitting at the team dinners in the mornings and breakfast, and I'd just be picking his brain about any little thing. I probably got annoyed at one point because I was just asking him anything that came to mind, unless it was about family, if it was about basketball. But he was cool about it. He was just answering any question that I had. May make me feel weird or nothing like that. I was out there with a few teammates I done played against or with before, so it was like a cool experience, man.
So Jeremiah, excuse me, do you ever miss when you're close to the basket? I mean, every time you're in the CBL, you finish basically top of the league in field goal percentage. We just
Don't
saw on the
jinx me,
weekend
man.
10 for 14, shooting, crazy percentages. I mean, do you ever miss when you're close to the basket? I mean, your finishing skills are just off the chart.
Man, like I said, I honestly, I might be in the right place at the right time. That's what it's be. Because I ain't gonna say I don't miss because I do at the end of the day, but no man, I just be letting the game come to me, bro. Like just playing hard and I might be fighting for a rebound and running on the way back to defense and the ball just bounced in front of me. Now I'm stopping, going back the other way. Like, I don't know, honestly. It's just out there playing hard, bro, just letting the game come to me. I try not to miss, of course. I try to be a dog in the paint and just be real dominant down there. But like I said, whatever happens when I play, it just because I'm letting the game come to me. I just don't be out there trying to force nothing that, like I said, that's out of character and doing something that I wouldn't normally do at practice or something like that. Just cause, like, keep it simple, play it by the book, man.
But when did it click for you in the paint? Because I know you're almost 7 feet tall, but just you see a lot of tall guys who aren't good at finishing in the paint. So
I
at what point
mean,
in your career did it really click?
early on, like when I first started playing, because that's all I have. It was annoying. Like any person that saw me when I was playing basketball, the first thing they wanted me to do was the mic and drill or any type of drill that was with hook shots or just learning that touch and footwork. That's all I ever worked on was like touch and footwork when I was younger. And it paid off now because I still remember all the stuff that I used to work on, but it's just like, those days, it just be, I felt like it was so pointless because I was doing the same exact stuff I had one of those coaches. He playing it by the book. You doing the same exact stuff every single day. But then when it came to like as I got older and just started continuing playing basketball, like it just became second nature. Like, oh no.
Well, you grew up in East St. Louis, Illinois, which is, if I'm correct, just across the river from St. Louis, Missouri, right?
Correct. Correct.
You went to Mizzou. What? Let's start with that. How did growing up in that area, going to school in that area, shape you as a basketball player?
Oh, honestly, there's a lot of talent coming from where I'm come from. I just keep it. Long story short, it's a lot of talent in my city, as far as football, track, and basketball. Like it's a lot of talent, but a lot of people was dying fresh out of high school. Like a lot of the people that we thought was like supposed to be stars in life, a lot of people just kept passing away, and it was just like, dang, I gotta get up out of here, bro. Like if I make it, bro, if I when it gets to that point, I'm trying to get up out of here. I ain't trying to be standing around and trying to be like no local legend or some stuff like that. I'm trying to actually use this basketball to make it out to the neighborhood on some stuff. So man, it got to a point where basketball it just kept going up for me and kept going up for me. And I had the right coaches around and I had the right people around that believed in me that was sending me to certain camps and stuff like that, and just making sure I stayed on track with the basketball because they saw the potential that I had before I did because I wasn't even trying to hoop. They had forced me to hoop. Then once I started hooping, it took like about 3 years for me to actually get to understand like, all right, this is what I want to do for real. Cause it's like it's taking me showing me a whole new life that I never thought I'd be able to experience. And it was just like from that point, I'm like, bro, I don't want to be out here no more. Like I just gotta use this basketball to just go. And then it just like you said, who did it turn me into? It turned me into a dog, man, because you actually just growing up seeing the stuff you a normal kid wouldn't see on top of trying to make it out, using basketball to make it out. But oh man, yeah,
Well, I
yeah.
got a chance to talk to you about your story, Jeremiah, when you first signed. And for those that don't know, what sport were you in before
Yeah.
basketball? Because I think a
I
lot
was
of people would be kind
wrestling.
of surprised.
I was wrestling, bro. Like I wasn't even thinking about basketball. I was on my way to wrestling practice when I started playing basketball. Basketball coach saw me there at the gym on a day I was going to wrestling practice and was just mind blown. Like, bro, who is you and where you going? And I'm just like, finna go to wrestling practice. He was like, no, you not. You play basketball now. And then from that point, he was hunting me down, trying to figure out because I kept ducking him. I'm like, nah, bro, I want to go. He'd be pulling up to my class while I'm at school. Like, hey, I better see you after school tomorrow. Like, come to practice. I was just making all type of excuses. Then when I finally showed up, he's basically like, "Oh, this is why you haven't been coming because I was terrible." Like, I'm like, bro, I don't want to play basketball. And then he forced me to play. They made me play a grade higher, and I just was out there just a walking trash bucket, man. And then I was just out there, bro, just trying to get the feeling to understand because that was my first time actually playing like organized ball. But after a while, all of that changed, and it was just like, okay, it went from having no confidence to all the confidence in the world within a matter of 3 years.
Three. That's a short turnaround to considering what you've accomplished
Shout
as
out
a
to
basketball
AAU,
player.
man. Shout out to AAU because each summer I would be playing AAU, and then I come back to school, play again, and then that following summer is like each summer I was getting better and better and better. Then I started playing with like better AAU teams that was like on the EYBL circuits and stuff.
When you so take us back to maybe that senior year of high school and the colleges that are reaching out. Obviously, you picked Mizzou, but where else were options for you? Like what schools were looking at you? How hard was it to come to that decision?
Oh, I had every school besides Duke and Kentucky.
Really? So like Kansas, UNC,
Yeah.
those types of schools.
My top five was UNC, Kansas, Michigan State, Illinois, and I think it was UCLA. I was trying to go to Illinois, but then John Gross got fired in the process of that happening. So I had asked to basically go somewhere else. I had no intentions on going to Mizzou to begin with, but me and Michael Porter used to play with each other on the same team with Mocan. And he reached out and was like, let's start back hooping together, bro. Like, let's do it like we used to do back in the days and yada, yada, yada. And I was just like, you know what? All right, that's cool. Like, bet, let's do that then. It didn't take me long to change my mind on that one. So I was like, bet, I'm going to just go to Missoula.
What was the highlight of your time at Mizzou?
uh, I would just say the freshman year, just being able to experience college and just see a new life that I've had never experienced. Being able to walk around at nighttime and not worried about nothing. Like, oh my gosh, it was like felt like I was in paradise when I first went to college. Like, it was just a whole new everything, just people, food, the community, far as like the environment wise, like it wasn't dangerous. Like, I wouldn't have to worry about nothing at night. If I decide I want to walk home at night, late night, I ain't gotta be scared or think something finna happen to me. Like, I don't know. It had a lot of pros and cons.
Just to bring it back to this season in the CEBL with the Sea Bears, I mean, obviously, I'm sure it was pretty fun to get the first target score winner in Winnipeg. But looking as the season moves forward here, what's the opportunity for you? Because you've mentioned, you're a veteran now. Priorities shift and change. You're still chasing the dream, but there's other priorities in your life. So, what is the opportunity here when it's all said and done that you hope you're taking away with you?
Man, just leaving it all out there. That's all. Like, I don't want to look back and be like, bro, if I would have went hard for this amount of time for these years while I was playing, I could have been here right now, or I could be doing this right now. My whole thing lately has just been being taking everything for granted. Not taking everything, but living in the moment and not worried about like, hey, this finna happen once I get done with this, and this finna happen once I do this, so I can do that. It's just like, nah, just live in the moment and just actually have fun. Take these games one game at a time. Don't think until like all the season done and this time, and hopefully we be here. Man, just focus and lock in, bro. Take this stuff one game at a time, and it'll take care of itself.
Well, you're a guy who arrived in Winnipeg with championship pedigree, obviously having already won a CEBL title back in the day with the then Hamilton Honey Badgers. What was just the most memorable part of that journey with that team and winning your first career championship?
It was more so just the brotherhood we had. We always just had a meeting before the season started, and we was just putting up, having like slideshows, trying to get to know each other. And one thing that stood out was every single person slideshow said, "I want to win it. I want to win a championship." And it was just like from that point on, we all was just like locked in, bro. Like, I was the most ever locked in I ever been in my life. And it was just weird because I'm like, dang, man, this might be my first time actually having an opportunity to play on a championship team. Like, the guys that I'm around, how they work ethic is and how they take the game serious. And I'm like, and then as the season went, and I'm just like, yeah, it's just, as the season went, the things is going well and it worked out in our favor.
That's awesome. Well, hey, I think it's time we go to target time. What do you say, Tay?
Let's do it.
Jeremiah, you ready for target time?
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
All right, let's do it. This is target time. It is the world's slowest rapid fire sequence of questioning you will ever have. Taylor, do you want to go first today?
Sure, why not? Well, Jeremiah, since you do have such a wrestling background, I gotta ask, you must have a favorite wrestler. You must have been a wrestling fan
John
growing
Cena.
up. You must have been on. Oh, okay.
Randy Orton.
No hesitation there. Oh, okay. He knows
Yeah.
ball. He knows ring.
Yeah.
Well, why those two? Why those two?
Honestly, just growing up, my cousin, those is her favorite wrestlers, and every time I would be over her house, that's all she would be watching. This, what was it, Monday Night Raw or something like that, or Saturday Night SmackDown back then. That's all she was in love with wrestling, so it made me start watching it when I was younger too.
So were you doing some RKO's on the amateur wrestling?
it was more
mats back
so
in-
it was more so her catching me off guard, doing the RKO's to me.
Fair enough. They come out of nowhere, man. They come out of
Yeah,
nowhere. You gotta
literally. I don't
keep
know
your head
where.
on a swivel, man.
Okay, let's stick with the wrestling theme then. If you were a professional wrestler, who would be your tag team partner?
What tag team?
Could be anybody from any era.
I'm gonna go Undertaker.
Oh, that would be a really tall tag team.
That's my guy. That's my guy.
I'm gonna go Undertaker.
Do you think you could do his move though, where he walks along the top rope while he's holding on to his opponent's arm?
Oh
and
no,
he jumps
not
up?
at all.
That takes some insane athleticism. So yeah, that's a tough one.
No,
He was a
I
hooper
got
too
that
back in the day. I think he played college basketball actually.
think you're right.
Before he became a wrestler. So,
Him and Kane,
Yeah.
I think.
yeah.
No, that's crazy. I ain't know that.
Kevin Nash as well. Yeah.
So now you can
But,
be 2-on-2 as well. So that could be you could have a dual dual exposition. where you
Check ball now. Check ball.
there you go, right? You got basketball and wrestling. Do a basketball day, tag team at night, all good to go.
Well, before we turn this into a wrestling podcast, which I would love, but I don't think anyone else will, I'll pivot to something else. Jeremiah, now that you've been in Canada for a few summers now, I think this is your third CEBL season. Do you have a favorite Canadian snack or Canadian food that you tried up here and you're like, damn, like I wish we had this in America?
I don't know. Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. You caught me off guard with that one.
You got ketchup chips, you've got all dressed chips, you've got
that's
Smarties,
different. That's
which is
definitely
not
different. The all dressed chips. I don't know. I would just say the amount of Jamaican food or Asian food y'all got. Y'all got. I don't know if not just necessarily in Winnipeg, but I was more so saying in Canada overall. I haven't really been out to any restaurants that much since I've been here. I either been going to the gym and just been at home trying to fake cook.
Well, one thing you got to try in Winnipeg then is honey dill sauce.
Honey dill sauce.
It's
All
like
right,
for
I'll
like
make
your
sure,
chicken fingers or
I'll
whatever.
remember that.
It's like a dipping sauce, and it's like I don't know. I've never heard of it until I moved to Winnipeg, and it's now my favorite thing. And every time we go home, we have to bring jars of it for people because they love it so much. So
Honey dill sauce. All right, say no more.
It's
right.
life changing.
It is. It is. Okay. What is your favorite sports movie of all time?
Coach Carter.
Coach Carter's that's a classic.
Yeah.
Who was your favorite character in that one?
What's his name, bro? He used to have a headband. He was the one that was dating Ashanti. He was the one that was dating. I can't even think his name, bro. He's the one that had got Ashanti pregnant before he was finna go off to college and all that stuff, and he was trying to figure out what was going on. I can't even think of his name, bro. I done watched that movie a billion times.
No, I wouldn't be. I'm trying to think now too. I haven't watched it in years. I'm looking at the cast now. The only guy the guy that I recognize the most after Samuel L. Jackson, obviously, is Rick Gonzalez, who was also like had the cameo in Old School, so it might be him. But man, that movie was huge when it came out. I think I had a movie poster of that one randomly.
That was that movie back then.
Yeah.
Watch it to this day.
Solid choice, man. Solid choice.
So you played at Mizzou, you played all over the world, you represented your country. I gotta ask, who is the most famous person you have in your phone? You must have some famous contact in your phone, or at least a few.
I don't.
No?
I be seeing those videos. People be like, "Oh, I got so and so on my phone. Oh, I can call." I be like, "Bro, I ain't got nobody. I ain't got nobody I can call that's famous." Like,
what about Michael Porter Jr.? He's a NBA
cool.
champion.
I mean, he cool. People, I ain't got his phone number, but I can what I'm saying, reach out to him on the gram, and he usually respond when I do that though. So I could say that name.
Yeah, Instagram is like that's
Instagram
the new
counts.
phone. That's like it's texting, right?
Yeah, I'm a partner, so yeah. I can call bro.
No one texts anymore, so yeah. Instagram follow that counts too.
All right. If you were not a professional basketball player, what career would you have?
Man, I'd be bowling.
You love bowling, eh?
I'd be a professional bowler, man.
Okay, would it be That's the thing. I just recently found out, Tay, that so when you say bowling, you're saying 10-pin bowling, right? Like the ball with the little finger holes in it.
Yeah.
Okay, I just recently found out that 5-pin bowling is apparently Canadian only. So if you're a bowler, you got to try 5-pin bowling, which is like a smaller ball. There's no finger holes in it, and you only have 5 pins as opposed to 10.
Oh, I ain't never heard of that one.
And then Manitoba, actually, a kid from Manitoba, just like had a perfect game at nationals recently. So like bowling's like a hot thing right now in Manitoba. So you got to go try 5-pin if you're a bowler.
Okay, say no more.
A 5-pin bowling ball would look like a ping pong in Jeremiah's hand. The 5-pin balls are very small, so I it might be an awkward fit. But yeah, you should give it a go.
It might work to my advantage.
Maybe,
it might. Actually, lots of basketball guys like bowling. Chris Paul, he used to, or I think maybe he still does. I don't know. He used to host that bowling tournament every year, and all the big NBA guys would go and it'd get really competitive and stuff.
Dude, that's what we need. We need a CBL All-Star Weekend where we've got a bowling tournament. Part of the skills comp.
People will take it serious. People will pop out to that. Definitely.
Hey man, when there's competition involved, I feel like people are going to take it serious one way or the other, especially when you're a pro athlete.
Yeah.
All right, my next question. Jeremiah, what was the best game you've ever played in your entire life? Could be in high school, could be university, could be
versus TCU senior year.
Okay, no hesitation there. Tell us about that game.
I had 33 points, and 12 or 13 rebounds. My dad was there. It was like an SEC versus a different conference game. It was big, man. I was representing a conference, and I don't know, that game just came out, and everything was just clicking for me to jump. And I was like, man, I looked up, and by the end of the game, this joint said I had 34 points. That was my first time, like, scoring over 30, like, in such a high league. And I said, yeah, I'm gonna remember this for the rest of my life. That's how I knew it so fast. I'm like, yeah, anytime I'm like going to watch some highlights, I'm going to that game right there.
That's awesome. Oh, good for you. That's awesome. So you've said you've played and you've met Brendan Jennings. Sticking on that tone, is there anybody you wish you played with that you haven't yet or may never get the chance to?
Kevin Durant.
What about Kevin Durant do you like most that you think you'd like enjoy playing with?
He's my favorite player, to be honest. I just like the opportunity to just say I hooped with him before. Nothing very specific. He just 7-foot sniper. That's all. That's always been my favorite player growing up. So I always said I wanted to meet him. I wanted to play on the same team.
That'd be cool.
Do you have a burner account like KD? Are you out there on Twitter defending yourself? Anyone that talks smack about you, causing ruckus on there, pretending to not be yourself?
Man. I don't care. I'll let my
Fair enough.
Grab it.
Fair enough. My last target time question, kind of similar to the last one, but what was the best dunk you've ever had in your career?
Freshman year.
You just posterized a guy or broke a backboard, whatever it may be.
Freshman year, he gonna hate me for this because that's my dog. But freshman year at Mizzou versus Kansas, we had like an exhibition game. I got a crazy putback on one of my old, on one of the guys that was like in my class that we've been hooping against since we've been growing up. And he went to Kansas. Yeah, that game was crazy because Mizzou had not played Kansas in like so many years, so they had like an exhibition game, and it was like sold out. It was like, bro, it was so crazy. And the way that it just happened, I got a putback, and it was like all body. And it sounded like I went mute because the gym was so loud that everything was just, I could have just ran in the stands, ripped my jersey off, and started waving it around like Patrick Beverly. Like it was so crazy in that building that day, bro.
Is there? It's an exhibition. I wonder if there's video of that.
No, it's on YouTube, bro. It's on YouTube. I have to. I can clip it for you, and I'll send it. I'll show you when I see you or something like that. But I definitely got it. I know it's out there for sure.
Oh, I love it. We're gonna find that. We're gonna find that. Okay, so my last question. You've played in a lot of places. What is one place you haven't played in that you would like to play?
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. Is that just for the lifestyle, or is it for the basketball? Like, what's the draw there?
I think it's for, like, people always say it's a beautiful place. You basically on vacation, but you working at the same time. So I'm just like, man, who wouldn't want that? Just like, you feel me? Who wouldn't want to go to there? Like, just be in a beautiful place. I never been to Puerto Rico either, so like that's some place I would like want to go just far as vacation. If I can go there and play basketball, it's like, hey, that's a 2-for-1 bonus.
Nice weather, got the ocean. Yeah, that'd be all right. That'd be all right.
Bad
Get some
Bunny
family to
blasting
come out
all the
there.
time, you know?
Yeah, that'd be your celebrity on your phone. You meet Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
All set up, man.
We
We gotta make this happen.
Bad Bunny.
All right. That concludes Target Time. Jeremiah, I want to thank you so much for making the time here to join us on the podcast. I know it's a busy time for you. Congrats on the start to the season and your game winner in Winnipeg. Good luck on the road, and we'll see you when you get back for that Niagara game on Friday.
Okay, thank you, man. I appreciate you guys.
I have to thank Jeremiah Tilmon Jr. for making the time. He made the time for us just before they had to get to the airport to board their flight to Toronto to play the Scarborough Shooting Stars. As mentioned earlier, this is recorded on a Monday, so appreciate him coming on the podcast, and just a character, you could tell. Like he's a guy that's just having fun playing basketball and seems to really enjoy it here in Winnipeg and Canada overall.
And who could take down Jeremiah Tilmon Jr. and The Undertaker? I mean, Joey. I can't think of a single tag team in history that would have a chance against those guys.
I don't know. I now I'm thinking WPW for that one when they're coming in for Slam Jam. Do we have a card that we see Jeremiah Tilmon Jr. in, and maybe have a surprise tag team partner? Maybe this is where WPW and the Sea Bears collab to bring some big name out of retirement. Like, what is the Undertaker doing these days? Right? Come on out to Winnipeg. It'll be beautiful weather. Get him a motorbike to tour the city, and then just have him come out, do one old school, one tombstone powerbomb, and you're done. Call it a day, and give the belts away, and then Jeremiah Tilmon Jr. just gets back on the court and finishes business up with the Sea Bears. I think it's doable.
Love it. Although I don't think The Undertaker could barely even tie his shoes anymore. Never mind doing old school. But other than that part, yeah, that all sounds fantastic. That's for sure. But yeah, I mean, Jeremiah's a guy we probably could have done a 3-hour episode with him. I mean, if you're not too familiar with his story, I recommend you kind of go online and find some articles from his days at Mizzou. He's overcome a lot of adversity in his life, and so it's really cool to see where he's at today. And he seems very grateful for where he's at today as well. So it's a cool story for sure.
100%. Glad to have him on, and we will continue to have guests on every Wednesday when these episodes drop on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. You can follow, if you're listening to the podcast, you can follow us on YouTube at Target Score Podcast. It's where you'll find all the Target Score podcasts, including this very one, Target Score Winnipeg, Target Score Brampton, and Target Score Vancouver. All those episodes drop on Wednesday. Of course, you can follow Taylor at Taylor Allen 31, myself at Joey Slattery TV, both on Instagram. And yeah, we'll do it all over again next week. The Sea Bears, again, this was recorded on Monday, will have played the Scarborough Shooting Stars in Scarborough, a matinee on the Tuesday. Next home game is Friday, a 7 o'clock start at Canada Life Centre when the Niagara River Lions are in town. You can catch that one on CBC Gem, CBC Sports YouTube, and CEBL YouTube, as well as CEBL Plus if you're not able to get to the game. But if you are able to get to the game, strongly recommend you do. I think it's going to be another good one. Vibes are high in Winnipeg right now. Winnipeg 2-0 and off to a great start under the new era. We'll have more next week. Taylor, have a good week. We'll see you next time, pal.
Vibes are high, but temperature is still too damn low. Yeah, it's Sea Bears winter right now, but what can you do?
That just went against all of their marketing.